Hey guys, welcome back. Before I start this video, I just want to point out that I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, so you will probably hear it in my voice, and I'm not sure how well you can see, but my nose is pretty red, so I just wanted to point it out and to apologize about the quality of my voice. And now let's get into the video. Today I'll be talking about The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, which is this huge bestseller. You can still see it on some bookshops bestsellers section. There's posters of it everywhere. Well, today maybe a little less because this book is from last year, and if you've been following my channel, you know that I don't necessarily like to read books when they're very new. But back then it was like everywhere. They're gonna make a movie version of it. The commercial for Audible was The Girl on the Train and everything. And before I get to the plot overview and what I thought about the book, I do have a point to make. Thrillers, mystery book, detective books, spy thrillers, all of these have been around for ages, and they were always popular in one way or another. Even today, we are drowning in thrillers. Some of them are written by authors who think that the best way to capture the audience is to make the book as gory and disgusting as possible. But the point is, when a thriller comes in this sea of other thrillers, and it's been categorized as such a huge success and such a huge bestseller, there has to be something special about it, something to set it apart from all the other mediocre thrillers. So as I was reading The Girl on the Train, I kept looking for this something unique, something like Child 44, like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And did I find it? Wait and see. Let's start with the plot overview. We mostly follow Rachel, who takes the train every day to and from London, and on the way the train always stops at the station right next to some people's houses, and as Rachel looks out of the window she can actually see into some of these houses, and there's this one couple that she always sees. They look like the perfect couple. She feels like she kind of knows them because she sees them all the time, and then the woman from this couple disappears. Rachel believes that she has information that the police doesn't, but for a reason that I will get into a little later in this video, they don't believe her, so she decides to solve this disappearance herself. This is one of those private person solve the mystery kind of plots, which is cool. It has some advantages that make things a little more challenging because Rachel as a private person doesn't have the authority that the police does in order to solve this disappearance. Now let's get right into it. Is this book all that special? No. It's a fun book, it's a fun thriller, it's entertaining, but it has nothing really overly unique in it to explain why it's such a huge bestseller. It gets a movie adaptation. Well, it doesn't say much. Everything gets now a movie adaptation, but you know what I mean. The plot is very much condensed, which limits the possibilities for a solution. Everything happens around the same neighborhood, around the same people. You don't have a long list of possible suspects. So this sort of a scenario can actually be an advantage some places, but in here it just limits everything. It doesn't make it all that grand. But the book does do a few cool things, and I want to start by talking about them. The first thing is the language, something that's very important to me. The book doesn't have such a trashy language as other thrillers tend to have. Also, I mentioned it before and I mentioned it also in previous videos, but to me, I don't think that decorating your book in blood and gore or, you know, foul language and extreme language, that doesn't make your book better. That doesn't excuse you from doing a good plot. Sometimes in books they use extreme language to make a book more edgy or seem more edgy, but to me the plot is the substance. So luckily in this book they don't rely on these sort of garnishes. So that's one thing. But the two really cool things in this book are the following. The first one is that the book is not being told entirely in a chronological order, but it's very easy to follow. It doesn't confuse you like happens in some other books. It's always clear which part happens before another part. It's always clear whether you're reading a flashback or you're reading something that happens now. So that's one thing. And the other thing is Rachel as the protagonist. She is an unreliable narrator, and that's why the police doesn't believe her. I won't tell you why. But not only that she's unreliable to us, the readers, she's also unreliable to herself. She knows that she cannot trust herself and her own memories or lack of them. And if this book has something that's more unique, that's it. But other than that, this is just another thriller. Fun thriller, entertaining thriller. It has a fast pace and everything, but nothing overly unique. Also in terms of having, a twist ending, being surprised, being thrilled, somewhere in the book, and I honestly don't remember if it's like the middle, before that, after that, but I started developing my own ideas to what the solution might be. And this ended up being what really happened. So when the solution was revealed, I wasn't even surprised. And when the other characters are surprised, I was like, really? You did not see that coming? There were so many clues. So in terms of twist at the end, for me, I wasn't even surprised. And there's another thing that I want to share with you. This thing is very personal. I am very well aware that that might be just something that personally bugged me. We all have our pet peeves, and if you've been following my channel, I'm the queen of books pet peeves. I should just do a list, my top 10 book pet peeves. No, but seriously, this is something that bothered me on a personal level, and I know that there will be people who read the book and will disagree or did not see that or not see that as annoying. Where I'm very well aware of that, but I still want to share it with you. This book has this subplot or sub-theme of families, of marriage, suburban life and everything, but it's such a cliche. As a person who does not lead a conventional life in that way, it really bugged me to see this book present these life as, on one hand, miserable, and the people who lead this life are miserable, but on the other hand, these are the sort of life that we should aspire to. I'll explain what I mean. First of all, marriage and kids. Of course, your relationship doesn't exist, doesn't mean anything as long as you're not married. And after you get married, of course, you have a kid, because you're not a proper woman if you don't want to have kids. And you got so many women there who want a kid, and then they have a kid, but then they are upset because they have to spend all that time with this kid, because obviously someone has to, and the husband is at work all the time, and they don't have time for shopping anymore. And the husband is always working and doesn't help with the kid because that's the woman's job. And you got women there who are terrified all the time that their husbands are cheating on them with the pretty girl in the office. I mean, yes, of course. Who wouldn't love to have these sort of life? I hope you can understand why it bugs me. But like I said, this is a personal issue that irritates me personally, and also it's a sub-theme of this book. It's not the main idea, but I still thought that I will share this with you. So yeah, so this book is nothing really unique and special about it, but it was fun, it was quick. If you're looking for something to pass the time, like a fast page turner, I know that a lot of people love to read thrillers on planes. This is definitely a flight book. Sure. But if you're looking for something a little more complex, a little more unique, that it's not. And before I go, I want to ask you your opinions regarding thrillers. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are you somewhere in the middle? Is there a special subgenre that you do like? If you've been following me, you know that I love Agatha Christie and her style of detective whodunits, and I want to know, what kind of books do you love? So thank you for watching and for bearing with me with my clogged system. I'm pretty sure my voice was not as usual. And if you enjoyed this review, please don't forget to click like and to subscribe to my channel if you dare. And I'll see you guys on my next review. Bye bye.